Hello students, welcome to Anne's classes. Let's do algebra, division, exercise 12e. Question 3, divide. We have minus 3m by 4 divided by 2m. So we can make this 2m a fraction by giving it a denominator 1, and we can consider this to be a division fraction sum. So now if it is a fraction, then how do we do the division? We do the first fraction as it is, we write. We change the division sign to multiplication and we write the reciprocal of the second fraction 1 by 2m. So this will be minus 3m into 1 by 4 into 2m, which is minus 3 into m. Into 1 will be the same, and in the denominator I have 4 into 2 into m. So let me cancel what I can. So here I can cancel the m. So what is left here is minus 3 by 4 2s are 8. So that is my final answer, minus 3 by 8. So this is our answer to this question. Question 2. Here I have minus 15 p to the power of 6 q to the power of 8 divided by, here I can write it as a fraction straight away, by 5 p to the power of 6 and q to the power of 7. So this is minus 15 into p to the power of 6. Now I'm going to use the exponent law, minus 6 into, I have q to the power of 8. Now here I have 7, so minus 7. And in the denominator, I have minus 5. So now let's work this out. Now I can cancel 5 and 15. Okay, so 5 minus 5 and 50, minus 15 by 5. So this becomes 1 and this becomes 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 threes are 15. So correct that, 5 threes are 15. And minus into minus is plus. So this changes to plus. So let's see what we have now. 3. Now p to the power of 6 minus 6 is 0 into q to the power of 8 minus 7 is 1. Now 3 into p to the power of 0. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1 into q. So the answer here is 3q. This is our final answer, 3q. Next question, minus 21. So let's write that down. Minus 21 m to the power of 5 n to the power of 7 divided. So that will be minus 21 into m to the power of 5 into n to the power of 7 divided by 14 into m to the power of 2 into n to the power of 2. So now here I can cancel minus 21 and plus 14. Both are divisible by 7. So when I do this, I get 7 2s are 14 and 7 3s are 21. So here in my numerator, I have minus 3 into m to the power of 5 minus 2. I can take this to minus 2. So that is minus 2 into n to the power of 7 minus, I can take this 2. So that is minus 2. So in my denominator, now I just have 2 because m to the power of 2 and n to the power of 2 have been taken to the top. So now what do I have here? I have minus 3 into m to the power of 5 minus 2 is 3 into n to the power of 7 minus 2 is 5 by 2. So finally I get minus 3 m to the power of 3 n to the power of 5 by 2, which cannot be reduced further. So that is my answer. Question 4. Here I have 36 a to the power of 4 x to the power of 5 y to the power of 6 divided by 4 x to the power of 2 a to the power of 3 and y to the power of 2. So this will be 36 into a to the power of 4 into x to the power of 5 into y to the power of 6 by 4 into x square into a to the power of 3 into y square or y to the power of 2. Now let's cancel what we can. Now here 4 9s are 36. So in my numerator, now I will have 9 into a to the power of 4 minus, now here we have 3. So minus 3 into x to the power of 5 minus, here x we have 2 minus 2 into y to the power of 6 minus, and here we have 2, 6 minus 2. So in the denominator, we don't have anything except 1. It's just 1. So here what do we have now? 9 into a to the power of 4 minus 3 is 1 into x to the power of 5 minus 2 is 3 into y to the power of 6 minus 2 is 4. So what is our final answer? 9ax cubed y to the power of 4. Question 5. 20x cubed a to the power of 6 divided by 5xy. So this will be 20 into x to the power of 3 into a to the power of 6 divided by 5 into x into y. So let's cancel 5 and 20. 5 4s are 20. So in my numerator, I will have 4 into x to the power of 3 minus, I can take this 1 here on top, into a to the power of 6. I don't have anything in the denominator. And in the denominator, I have y. So let's do this. 4 into x to the power of 3 minus 1 is 2 into a to the power of 6 by y. Finally, my answer is 4x square a to the power of 6 by y. So this is my final answer. Question 6. 28, let me write it down. 28a square b cubed by c square. So this is already in the form of a fraction. So we'll put the other one this side, by the side, divided by 4abc. So now let's give 4abc a denominator 1, and now we're going to take this as division of fractions. So 28a square b cube divided by c square. Change the division to multiplication and write the reciprocal. 1 by 4abc. So this will be 28 into a to the power of 2 into b to the power of 3 into 1 will give us the same thing. Then c square into 4 into a into b into c. So here, what can we cancel? We can cancel 4 and 28. 4 7s are 28. And we can also add up c square into c to the power of 1. Remember, we did the product law in multiplication. So c to the power of 2 into c to the power of 1. Because it is multiplication, we add the powers. In division, we subtract the powers. In multiplication, we add. So this becomes c to the power of 3. So what do we have? 7 into a to the power of 2 into b to the power of 3. Then in the denominator, let's arrange it in order from a, b and c. We have a into b into c to the power of 3. So let's work this out. 7 into a to the power of 2 minus, I have 1 here, so minus 1 into b to the power of, I have 3 minus, and here I have 1, minus 1. So that's what we have in the numerator. Now in the denominator, since this has been taken, I only have c to the power of 3. So what do I have? 7 into a to the power of 2 minus 1 is 1 into b to the power of 3 minus 1 is 2 and c cube. So I have 7ab square by c to the power of 3. So my final answer, let me write it here, 7 a, b to the power of 2 and c to the power of 3. So this will be my final answer. Next question, question 7. So here we have 2a square by 9b square. We already have a fraction form there, 2a square by 9b square, and divided by, so we'll put the division sign, divided by 3b by 2a. Okay, so we'll convert this to a fraction division. That means the first fraction remains as it is, 2a to the power of 2, 9b to the power of 2. Division changes to multiplication, and the other fraction we write the reciprocal. So that becomes 2a by 3b. So here what do we have? 2 into a to the power of 2 into 2 into a. This is what we have in the numerator. And in the denominator, 9 into b to the power of 2 into 3 into b. So here we have, now we can multiply the numbers first, 2 into 2. So we have 4 into a to the power of, we have 2 here and 1 here. So according to the product law, we have to add it up. In its multiplication, we add the power. So that becomes 2 plus 1. Now in the denominator, let's multiply the numbers that we have first. 9 into 3. So 9 threes are 27 into, now we take b to the power of 2, and here we have 1. It is multiplication. So we write 2 plus 1. Since it is multiplication. So this becomes 4 into a to the power of 3 divided by 27 into b to the power of 3. So we get that as 4a to the power of 3 by 27b to the power of 3. So that is our final answer. Question 8. So let's start working this out carefully. So this is minus 5.5x squared by y divided by 11x by y. So it's a fraction form. So let's change that. Minus 5.5x squared by y. Division changes to multiplication, and we write the reciprocal y by 11x. Now here we have minus 5.5, which we will make a whole number by multiplying it by 10. That means denominator also I need to multiply by 10. So I need to give it a denominator 1. So this becomes minus 55 by 10. 1 tens are 10. So minus 55 by 10. So let's write that. So that is minus 55 by 10. Okay, so I'm going to take it slowly one by one into x squared into y, and in the denominator I have y into 11x. So this is what I have. We've done it carefully. Now we can cancel whatever we can. Okay, so let's try and cancel. I can cancel the y's. Okay, then I will write minus 55 into x square. This is what is left. Then 10 into 11x. This is what is left. 11x means 11 into x. So again I can cancel here. I can cancel 11 and 55. So 11 fives are 55. I can cancel 5 and 10. 5 twos are 10. So my numbers left here are just 2 here. All the other numbers have been cancelled. So now what do we have left in the numerator? I have minus 1. Okay, so here it is 1 into x to the power of 2. Now this is 1. 2 minus 1. Okay, and in the denominator I have only 2 left. Everything else is cancelled. This is taken to the top. So what do I have now? Minus 1 into x to the power of 1 by 2. So that will be minus 1 into x to the power of 1 is minus x, and the denominator is 2. So my final answer here is minus x by 2. So the 8th answer after division, this is what we get. Question 9. So here let's write this division question. 64x square y square by z square divided by 8xy by z. Okay, so we'll change it into the fraction form. So 64 x square y square divided by z square into, write the reciprocal, z by 8xy. So that becomes 64 into x to the power of 2 into y to the power of 2 into z in our numerator, and down we have z to the power of 2 into 8 into x into y. So first let's cancel the numbers. So 8 8s are 64. So now let's do the remaining. So that is 8 into x to the power of 2 minus, now I have 1 here, minus 1. So we've finished with x. Now let's go to y to the power of 2 minus, we have 1y here, minus 1. We finished with y. Let's go to z into z. Now here we have 1 minus 2. And so this also has been used. So in the denominator, we just have 1. So now let's work this out. 8 into x to the power of 2 minus 1 is 1 into y to the power of 1 into z to the power of, this is minus 1, because 1 minus 2, we put the sign of the bigger number and subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1. So that is minus 1. And in the denominator, we have 1. So when we put all this together, we have 8x, y. Remember, when you have anything raised to the power of minus, that should come to the denominator. So this is z to the power of minus 1. So I'm going to put z in the denominator. So 1 into z is z. So what is my final answer? 8xy by z. So this is our final answer. Next question, simplify. So here let's write down minus 15 into m to the power of 5 into n to the power of 2 divided by minus 3 into m to the power of 5. So let's cancel the numbers and the signs. So minus into minus makes it plus. Now 3 5s are 15 and this is 1 here. So now what do we have? 5 into m to the power of 5 minus, I can take this 5 up, 5 minus 5 into n to the power of 2. So there's no more n, so I leave it as n to the power of 2 by 1. So this is 5 into m to the power of 5 minus 5 is 0 into n to the power of 2 by 1. So this is 5 into anything to the power of 0 is 1 into n to the power of 2 by 1. So this will be 5n square by 1, or simply 5n square. So this is our answer. Question 2. 35 into x to the power of 4 into y to the power of 2 divided by minus 15 into x to the power of 2 into y to the power of 2. So first let's look at the signs. Here we have a plus sign and a minus sign. Plus and minus. Plus into minus will be minus. So the sign is minus. Let's cancel the numbers 35 and 15 by 5. 5 3s are 15 and 5 7s are 35. So here we have 7 into x to the power of 4 minus 2. So that is minus 2 into y to the power of 2 minus, here also we have a 2. So 2 minus 2. Now in the denominator we have only 3. So now let's work this out. Minus 7 into x to the power of 4 minus 2 is 2 into y to the power of 2 minus 2 is 0 by 3. So this will be minus 7 into x square into 1, because y to the power of 0 will be equal to 1 by 7. So we get minus 7 x square by 3. So that is our final answer, minus 7 x square by 3. Next question, minus 24 into x to the power of 6 into y to the power of 2 divided by 6 into x to the power of 6 into y. So this will become, after cancelling, 6 4s are 24. So this is 1 here. So let's continue. Minus 4 into x to the power of 6 minus, I'm going to carry this, minus 6 into y to the power of 2 minus, now this is 1 here, so I will take this up, minus 1. And in the denominator, I have only 1 left now because everything else has been cancelled. So minus 4 into x to the power of 0 into y to the power of 1 by 1, which is minus 4 into 1 into y by 1, which is simply minus 4y. So our final answer is minus 4y. Next question is question 5, divide. So here we have the division of a binomial by a monomial. This is a single term, so it's a monomial. So in this case, we divide it separately. We divide each term. So I take 9x to the power of 3 and I divide it by 3x. Then I take the next one, minus 6x squared, and I divide it by 3x. So we divide this separately. So let's do the first portion, that is 9x to the power of 3 by 3x. Let's divide and see what we get. That will be 9 into x to the power of 3 by 3 into x. So cancel, 3 3s are 9. So that will be 3 into x to the power of 3, and here it's 1 minus 1. So this will be 3 into x, it is 3x to the power of 2. So here we have 3x squared. So the first part we finished, we've got 3x squared. Now let's do the second portion. So after this it's minus. The second portion is 6x squared divided by 3x. So this becomes 6 into x squared divided by 3x. Let's cancel what we can. 3 2s are 6. So here what do we have? 2 into x to the power of 2 and here minus 1, which is 2x to the power of 1, 2x. So here we get 3x squared minus 2x. So this will be our final answer. So we take each term separately and divide and get our final answer. Question 2. So here we have a trinomial and divided by a monomial. So we're going to take each term separately. So 6m squared by minus 2m, then minus 16m to the power of 3 by minus 2m. Each time we are dividing by this, plus 10m to the power of 4 by minus 2m. Now we have to work out each one separately. So let's take the first one. 6m to the power of 2 minus 2m will become 6 into m to the power of 2 by minus 2 into m. We'll cancel 2 and 6. 2 3s are 6. So now this becomes 3 into m to the power of 2, and here we have 1, so minus 1, and down we have minus 1. This is removed because we've taken it up. So what do we have here? 3 into m to the power of 2 minus 1 is 1 by minus 1, which is 3m by minus 1. Finally, this is simply minus 3m. So let's write it here. The first one has become minus 3m. Now we need to take the second portion. Okay. So let's work out the second term. That is minus 16 m to the power of 3 by minus 2m. So that's minus 16 m to the power of 3 minus 2m, which becomes minus 16 into m to the power of 3 by minus 2 into m. So first thing we do is minus into minus becomes plus. Then we cancel 2 and 16. 2 ones are 2, 2 eights are 16. And then we continue. What do we get? 8 into n to the power of 3 minus this one, 1 by 1. So that is 8 into m to the power of 2 or 8m to the power of 2. So that is plus now because minus into minus has become plus. So this becomes plus 8m to the power of 2. Now let's take the third term. The third term is 10m to the power of 4 by minus 2m. So this is plus and this is minus. So first the signs. So minus into plus is minus. Then we'll cancel 2 and 10, 5. So 5 into m to the power of 4 by m. So this is minus 5 into m to the power of 4 minus 1. So minus 5m to the power of 3. So here we have the final answer put up here with all terms together. Minus 3m plus 8m to the power of 2 minus 5m to the power of 3. Question 3. So here again we are going to take each term separately. So we have 15 x to the power of 3 y to the power of 2 divided by the divisor. This is the divisor 5 x to the power of 2 y to the power of 2 plus 25 x to the power of 2 y to the power of 3 divided by the divisor 5 x to the power of 2 y to the power of 2 minus 36 x to the power of 4 y to the power of 4 by 5x square y square. So let's take each one separately. So let's go take the first term 15 x to the power of 3 y to the power of 2 by 5x square y square. So that is 15 into x to the power of 3 into y to the power of 2 by 5 into x to the power of 2 into y to the power of 2. So let's cancel. We can cancel 5 and 15. 5 threes are 15. So that is 3 into x to the power of 3 minus 2 into y to the power of 2 minus 2. So, and in the denominator it's 1. So this is 3 into x to the power of 3 minus 2 is 1 into y to the power of 2 minus 2 is 0, which is 3 into x into 1, which is 3x. So the first one, you've got it as 3x. Now let's go on to the second one. So the second term is 25 into x to the power of 2 into y to the power of 3 divided by 5 into x to the power of 2 into y to the power of 2. Let's cancel. 5 5s are 25. So 5 into x to the power of 2 minus 2 into y to the power of 3 minus 2. So what do we have? 5 into x to the power of 0 into y to the power of 1, which is 5 into 1 into y, which is 5y. So here we have plus 5y. So I've taken the third term. So let's do that. Minus 36 into x to the power of 4 into y to the power of 4 divided by 5 into x to the power of 2 into y to the power of 2. Let's see what we can cancel. We cannot cancel 36 and 5, so we're going to leave it as it is. So let's continue. Minus 36 into x to the power of 4 minus 2. This 2 into y to the power of 4 minus 2 again. This 2. So now in the denominator, we only have 5. X and y have been removed. So now what do we have? Minus 36 into x to the power of 4 minus 2 is 2 into y to the power of 4 minus 2 is 2 by 5. So this is minus 36 x square y square by 5. Next one. Here also the divisor is minus 6a cubed x cubed, and we have a trinomial. We're going to divide each one by that. Okay, so we're going to divide each term of the trinomial by the divisor. Let's start with the first one. So that will be 36 into a to the power of 3 into x to the power of 5 divided by minus 6 into a to the power of 3 into x to the power of 3. So let's cancel what we can here. Now minus into plus will become minus. 6 are 36, so that will be 6 into a to the power of 3 minus 3 into x to the power of 5 minus 3. So in the denominator we have only 1, so we'll leave that. So now it is 6 into a to the power of 0 into x to the power of 2, which is minus 6 into 1 into x to the power of 2, and we get minus 6x square. So that's the first thing we've got, minus 6x square. Now let's take the second term. So we have the second term here. Let's start. Minus 24 into a to the power of 4 into x to the power of 4 by minus 6 into a to the power of 3 into x to the power of 3. So let's cancel. Now minus into minus becomes plus. 6 into 4 is 24. So we have 4 into a to the power of 4 minus 3 into x to the power of 4 minus 3. So here we have 4 into a to the power of 1 into x to the power of 1. So that makes it 4ax, which we can write here. It's plus 4ax. Now we can take the third term. So we have the third term here. Let's write that, plus 18 into a to the power of 5 into x to the power of 3, and in the denominator we have minus 6 into a to the power of 3 into x to the power of 3. Cancel. Now minus into plus is minus. 6 3s are 18, so that is 3 into a to the power of 5 minus 3 into x to the power of 3 minus 3. So here we have minus 3 into a to the power of 2 into x to the power of 0, which is minus 3 a into a square into 1. So that will be minus 3 into a square minus 3a square. So here we'll write minus 3a square. So that is our final answer. So with this, we come to the end of this exercise. Thank you, children.